All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right to it. We're joined by Charles Hurt, columnist for the Washington Times. His latest piece, America Faces Most Dangerous 2 Years in 150 Years. And Charles, you write about the immigration executive order, which is sure to be forthcoming. It was reinforced today by the president himself at his press conference that he's going to sign it, regardless of what the Republicans think. And if they don't like it, they could pass a law and it'll supersede his executive order. But as you point out, this will not be the end. It will only be the beginning.
And I tell you, the first bit of information that we've gotten of this last 2 years of his term, that press conference today was staggering. It was staggering. The man is delusional, and he is up there. He said that he heard 1/3 of voters who participated.
And he heard the 2/3 who didn't.
Wow, Steve, what does that mean?
I know, that struck me too.
Elections are meaningless. They have no meaning whatsoever. This is terrifying. This man is off the chain. I mean, this is just crazy. And that sort of mentality going forward means that this is going to be. I mean, it's going to be a butt.
Charles, he's ruling for the silent majority that wants him to act.
Except it's not even the silent majority. It's some sort of penumbra of his imagination.
I know that, but that's what he's trying to tell us. It's a silent majority. 2/3 of the people didn't vote. Now he has to represent them.
Yeah, it is absolutely staggering, and I think, I mean, it is going to get so ugly. And I think that Republicans are going to be, and I fear that, we've talked about this before. I think this whole impeachment talk is a trap for Republicans because the media will so denigrate Republicans, and Republicans have been very bad at messaging this sort of thing, that it could wind up hurting them. But at some point, Democrats need to come forward and say it's time to stop this man. It's insane, the lawlessness. And he says that he's not going to do anything. He's not going to sign any Obamacare legislation that undermines the law.
Yeah.
What about the 17-plus times he's just gone and rewritten the law after it passed Congress? Since when did he care about undermining?
All right. Well, Charles, here's the problem. Here's the scary part, too. Why isn't Boehner, I know McConnell spoke before, but why isn't Boehner and McConnell or some other representative from the Senate and the House, why haven't they held a press conference following up Obama and saying exactly what you're saying right now?
Well, I think most normal people could not have possibly expected that the president would come out and give the press conference that he gave today. I mean, I was actually sort of convinced that there had to be some fig leaf of humility, some sort of something, some cover, and it's breathtaking. You cannot believe that a guy is capable of this level of, and everything that is coming out of his mouth is twisted or lying or politicizing something that should not be.
And he did it with a smile, Charles. He did it with a smile. And here's something else that's pretty sick. When asked about McConnell's statement that if he signs the executive order, it's a poke in the eye, it's a red flag, etc., he said anybody who would think that way doesn't want immigration reform passed in the first place. But McConnell voted for the Senate bill that Obama keeps touting.
Yeah, it is shocking. So basically, in 2008. We elected a guy on these vague promises of hope and change. He's an empty vessel, and you know who's going to fill that vessel? He is. And what say do we have? None whatsoever.
And they asked him about Keystone. It's under investigation for 5 years, so that means he's going to veto that. They asked him about the medical device tax. Well, he wouldn't answer that, but he previously said anything that undermines it or defunds it, makes it impossible to keep it. They asked him about the mandate, the employee mandate. That's got to stay. I mean, this guy is going to be like he's been, but worse. What's your biggest fear? Give me your biggest fear. We got a minute left.
My biggest fear is probably that that Republicans don't handle this as maturely and even-handedly as they must. And by that I mean they need to stand their ground. They need to be ever patient and willing to work with the guy, but never back down on a single principle. It's not super conservative or anything like that. It's simply common sense.
Yeah.
And that's what people voted for last night, and that's what this man is incapable of comprehending.
Very well said. And folks, you got to go to WashingtonTimes.com and check out America Faces Most Dangerous 2 Years in 150 Years by Charles Hurt. Thank you, Charles.
Thanks, Steve.
All right, my pleasure. All right, up next, the national spokesperson for the Libre Initiative, Rachel Campos Duffy, is with us.